English Fairy Tale, The Lyre of Lydessa. Part 1, The Whispering Forest. At the base of Mount Parnassus, where the slopes sang with wind and wildflowers whispered secrets to bees, lived a girl named Lydessa. She was born under a silver moon, with eyes the color of stormy skies and fingers that danced like leaves in springtime. Lydessa heard what others could not, music in everything. She could hum the lullaby of dawn, beat rhythms with her fingers on tree trunks, and play tunes the birds echoed back in harmony. Her mother, a humble weaver, crafted her a lyre from olive wood. It was plain, with 5 strings and no ornaments, yet when Lydessa played it, time itself seemed to pause. One evening, as dusk turned the sky a deep violet, she wandered into the whispering forest that bordered her village. As she played a tune she'd never learned, a hush fell over the woods. From the trees emerged a figure wrapped in white, the hem of her robe trailing mist, her eyes glowing silver. "You summon the forgotten," the figure said. "Your song reaches Olympus." Startled, Lydessa dropped her lyre. The woman smiled and bent to pick it up. "You have Gaia's gift," she whispered, placing a golden string in Lydessa's palm. "But the world is wounded, its silence grows. You must find the source and awaken it." Then she vanished into mist. That night, Lydessa dreamed of a ruined temple, overgrown and silent, at the summit of a mountain. Statues wept, the air was still, and a great lyre sat shattered at the altar. Part 2, The Journey Begins. At dawn, Lydessa set out alone with only her lyre and the golden string wrapped around its neck. She followed the river upstream, listening for echoes of forgotten songs. For days, she wandered. In a cave, she met a blind prophet named Teleon who heard her play and wept. "I once heard such music in the time of Orpheus," he said. "But the lyre you seek is cursed. It broke when mortals silenced the gods." Lydessa asked, "Can it be repaired?" Teleon nodded. "Only if one who hears the earth sings to it in pure truth." He gave her a shard of obsidian. "In Delphi," he said, "you'll find your next answer." Part 3, Oracle and Echoes. Delphi was no longer a place of glory. The temple was cracked, its priests long gone, and the oracle's pool was still. Yet when Lydessa knelt and played, the waters shimmered. A voice rose, not from above, but from within the earth. "You seek the lyre of Aeonus," the voice said. "It once held the world's breath. Now it lies in ruin, guarded by silence and memory." "What must I do?" Lydessa asked. "Restore its strings. 1 of gold you have. 3 more await, 1 in fire, 1 in wind, and 1 in shadow." "Where?" The water swirled, revealing visions. A mountain of flame, guarded by a serpent of ash. A tower where wind howls eternally. A cavern beneath the sea where no light dwells. Then the water stilled. Part 4, Fire and the Serpent. First, Lydessa traveled to Mount Theros, a peak of black rock and fire. There, amid smoke and sparks, lay a coiled serpent with eyes like embers. It hissed, "This lyre cannot sing over silence. Leave it be." But Lydessa played. She played of courage, of heat that forged hope, of a world in need of song. The flames parted, and the serpent bowed. "Take this," it said, shedding a string of molten silver. "You are not like the others." Now she had 2 strings, gold and silver. Part 5, The Tower of Wind. Next, she climbed the cliffs of Zephyros, where a lonely tower reached skyward, howling with endless wind. Inside the tower was no staircase, only air that rose like a spiral. She began to play. a song of flight and freedom, of storm birds and dancing leaves. The wind listened. It lifted her, cradled her, and at the top of the tower, a harp hung suspended in air. One of its strings, fine as gossamer, unwound and floated to her. The third string was hers. Still, one remained. Part 6. Beneath the Sea. The last string lay beneath the sea, in a cave forgotten by light. Guided by a sailor named Brontes, who owed a life debt to her mother, Lydessa sailed to the edge of the known world, where waters turned still as glass. There, she dove into the depths. In darkness, she played. Her notes carried through the water like sunlight. Shadows moved. A figure emerged, an ancient siren, not monstrous, but regal and weary. "You do not beg, you offer," the siren said, listening. Lydessa nodded. "I offer hope." The siren sighed. "We were singers once, not lures. Take what is left of our voice." She handed Lydessa the last string, woven of black pearl and shadow. Now the four were whole. Part 7. The Temple of Aeonis. Lydessa returned to Mount Parnassus. Deep in a cavern, behind brambles and vines, she found the ruined temple from her dream. At the altar sat the shattered Lyre of Aeonis, huge, majestic, and broken. She knelt. She strung the golden, silver, wind, and shadow strings across its frame. It shimmered, hummed, and then silence. Nothing. She bowed her head. "I have come with songs," she whispered, "but maybe the world must want to hear again." She strummed once. The sound was a whisper. Then it grew. Part 8. Song of the Earth. Mountains trembled, rivers paused, trees leaned closer. From Olympus, even the gods turned. The lyre of Aeonis sang again. Its voice told of loss and rebirth, silence and sound, death and life. It was music not to dance to, but to awaken. Animals cried, children wept, old ones remembered. In every village, someone looked up, feeling something. Even Hades paused in his counting of souls. Part 9. The Cost of the Song. But such music had a cost. Lydessa's lyre cracked. Her fingers bled. The strings pulled at her soul, each note demanding memory, feeling, truth. She kept playing. Tears fell. Her voice faded, but the music lived. And when the last note echoed across the sky, Lydessa collapsed. The lyre pulsed with light and then rested. Part 10. Legacy. They found her the next day, smiling, silent, asleep forever beneath the altar. The lyre was no longer shattered. It sat whole and quiet, waiting. In time, it was said the world itself had awakened. Seasons grew richer, voices rose in song once more. And though no one ever played the Lyre of Aeonis again, it is whispered that those who truly listen, truly feel, can still hear a faint melody in the wind. The melody of Lydessa, the girl who heard the earth. The end.